global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. This is interesting. It's best to hear it, or it looks as if the politicians are beginning to feel the effect of Nigerians who literally sleep on social media to vent all the issues that is going on in the state. It's best to hear from it. Just fairly recently it was being announced that a popular Nigerian politician has gotten exactly what he's looking for, which is what you're about to get in a moment. Nigerians are reacting to this particular news. Let's dive very quickly into the news. A federal court in Canada has upheld a landmark immigration tribunal ruling that declared Nigeria's major political parties, the All Progressive Congress and the People's Democratic Party, terrorist organization, while refusing asylum to a former member, Douglas Egovoba, over his decade-long affiliation with both parties. Now, in a judgment delivered on June 17, 2025, obtained by People's Gazette, Justice Fogo Ngo dismissed Mr. Egovoba's application for judicial review after Canada's Immigration Appeal Division found him inadmissible under security provisions of the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act. The Minister of Public Safety and Emergency Preparedness had argued that the PDP and the APC were deeply implicated in acts of political violence, subversion of democracy, and electoral bloodshed, inflicting harm and terror on Nigerians. Mr. Egovoba, who joined the PDP at its founding stage in 1999, left in 2007 when he defected to the APC. Staying there until 2017, he claimed that his personal record was undented by the violence and manipulation that plagued Nigerian politics, insisting he had never personally engaged in any of such. But Justice Ngo was unconvinced, writing that the conduct of individuals who are members of the PDP, including high-ranking officials and those who committed political violence and intimidation on their behalf, is too widespread and persistent over too great a period of time to dissociate the leadership of the party from their actions. According to the court filings, Mr. Egovoba entered Canada in September 2017 and disclosed his political history in a background declaration form. Under questioning by the Canadian Border Services Agency 2018, he confirmed his 8-year PDP membership before switching to APC. Canadian immigration authorities flagged his affiliations, citing intelligence and international reports that linked both parties to electoral misconduct and political motivated killings. Now, the IAD focused on the PDP's record during the 2003 and 2004 polls as sufficient and determinative for his case, but the court acknowledged evidence that political violence was not unique to one party, reflecting a broader culture of malpractice in Nigeria's political class. Now, in January 2019, an immigration officer declared Egovoba inadmissible under Section 34 of the IRPA, covering subversion of democracy, while the Immigration Division initially ruled in his favor in 2020, saying there was insufficient evidence to prove party leadership directly orchestrated this or intended to undermine democracy. The minister appealed with new evidence. However, on March 25, 2024, the IAD overturned the decision, concluded that the PDP engaged in acts of subversion and that mere membership, regardless of personal involvement, triggered inadmissibility. Now, Justice Ngo's ruling last month upheld that conclusion. Central to the decision was the PDP's record during the 2003 state elections and 2004 local government polls, when it controlled the federal government and most states during the tenure of former President Olusegun Obasanjo and Vice President Atiku Abubakar. The IAD found and judge agreed that PDP members and loyalists engaged in ballot stuffing, ballot box snatching, voter intimidation, and oppressing the opposition supporters and candidates. The party leadership, enjoying the benefits of such, took no action to stop it. Justice Ngo said that that this met Canadians' legal definition of subversion of a democratic process under paragraph 34, subsection 1B1 of the IRPA, meaning accomplishing change by illicit means or for improper purposes related to an organization, even without the use of force. The court also reaffirmed Canadians' broad interpretation of membership in a proscribed organization under paragraph 34, subsection 1F of the IRPA. The government need not prove personal complexity or significant integration. Acknowledging membership during periods was enough. During violent periods was just enough. An admission of membership in an organization is sufficient, regardless of the nature, frequency, duration, or degree of involvement, Justice Ungor stated. Now, Mr. Ererova's argument that violence was endemic across all Nigerian parties and that it was unfair to call PDP's action subversion when Nigeria's elections could not be deemed democratic by Canadian standards was dismissed as largely unattainable. Justice Ungor wrote that even flawed Nigerian elections constitute a democratic process under Canadian law, and undermining them for political gain is subversion. The ruling stands as one of the clearest pronouncements by a foreign court equating Nigeria's ruling and former ruling parties with entities of terrorism under international law. It reaffirms that party membership abroad can justify exclusion from Canada if the organization is linked to democratic subversion or even without a criminal record or evidence of personal violence. Justice Ungor rejected Mr. Ererova's request to reinstate the original 2020 decision in his favor, ruling that even if the IAD's conclusion had been unreasonable, the case would have been sent back for reconsideration, not decided outright in his favor. The dismissal leaves Mr. Ererova's asylum claim effectively dead, with deportation proceeding expected to follow. Finally, now all this cry and shout Nigerians are always making on social media, the world is watching. You can imagine when it didn't favor him that much, he said to travel abroad to seek for asylum, they possibly get citizenship, and life continues after they don't do everything they don't do for Nigeria, and trying to get it. They say, which party? You say you're a member of which party again? According to People's Gazette that saw the document, because I didn't see the document, and they are saying now, based on this, you cannot be claiming. Now let's look at the year you were PDP. You see, APC. But it's funny though. There are many persons who go in and come out, but they were not seeking for asylum. In as much as you are seeking for something that looks like asylum, you will get it. But that reminds me of some of other politicians who are already citizens or who travel in and out to some of these countries. They never ask for asylum. So in as much as you're going in and out, I don't think I have a problem. I think because he started seeking for asylum, that's when the details that are coming. It clearly shows that the world is watching how we are playing politics in Nigeria. Let's go wrap it up. Let's see that comment section. What's your take?